What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at something a little different. Again, just trying to find decks that I still think are competitive with this meta that has really kind of gotten a little stagnant recently with just Boba Green. A lot of Boba Green again. This feels like set 1 all over again. And then just, you know, a little bit of Qi'ra Green splashed in, a little bit of Han Yellow, a little bit of Sabine Green. A little bit of Bosk Blue. I'm sure I'm missing something, but yeah, like Han Blue and Rey Red. But really, it's really just a bunch of Boba Green lately. I do think this deck has a very good matchup against Boba Green, and I will be playing against Boba Green in the video today. So if you are looking for something to beat Boba Green, this is a deck that I would definitely check out. Do I think it's as strong as Bosk Blue? No. But I do think it's good, and I think it's worth playing, and it's something different a little bit. So one of the first things that you're gonna when you look at this deck list is you're gonna see that I have a tech in the main board and a tech in the sideboard. So that is to deal with the Han blue decks, the young Han blue decks, the old Han yellow decks, the Boba yellow decks, and the Rey red decks. Just, you know, because discard is a thing, tech is very good at that, and obviously we have Dr. Pershing in here, which is really nice. But because we're not playing like the you know, the Bosk blue version of this deck where you're drawing a ton of cards, tech is like another out for us because we're not playing Deathmark. We're not really benefiting off of bounties. Dr. Pershing obviously helps too, but Dr. Pershing can be dealt with by a lot of these decks pretty significantly. Tech just gives us another out for those decks, but also it's just really nice late game to pull, you know, some of our heavier resource cards that we resourced early out. It's also really nice to pull different pieces of removal out, which is one of the underrated things about tech, and which is why I really like it in these control lists. I've been playing it in Bosk Blue lately too, and I've been playing it as my 51st card, and then I put a second copy in the side, and honestly it feels amazing. I'm not sure why I hadn't done this sooner. It's something I thought about early on and just kind of, you know, just got away from it for whatever reason, but it feels great. It felt great throughout playtesting with this deck. Just it you know, having full access to your resources when you pull that card out is just really nice to give you a diverse set of options each turn until your opponent deals with tech. But you know, you can protect it obviously with Pyke and the Childsen, if they don't have like spot removal for it. I think it's really good in the control mirror too, to just kind of pull out your Krayt Dragons and your Avengers from your resources, as well as just like cheap pieces of removal. Like pulling a Power of the Dark Side out for 5 resources is totally worth it late game when you're at like 12 resources. You know, it's just been really nice, and it kind of is like a peekaboo. But as far as the deck list itself, it plays very similar to Bosk Blue with the pieces of removal that you're using, of course, except you're playing it. A bombing run in here is one of the big differences over Deathmark, and the bombing run pairs really well with Kira's flip turn. So this is like a really powerful tool to use against aggro decks, or decks that go wide, because decks that go wide are definitely your weakness, like a Sabine Yellow or a Kylo Red or Han Green, you know, that goes wide, the young Han Green that goes wide. All those decks are definitely going to be a weakness for you, but bombing run in combination with Kira's ability just pretty much annihilates the board, and it's very good against decks that try to go space heavy. It's kind of like your form of overwhelming barrage when you combine Kira's flip, cutting everything's HP in half, and then bombing running to clean it up. So it's really nice. Bombing run is also a cool card to get with tech for 7 resources as well, to kind of peekaboo your opponent as well. Overall, it's just been fun. So, you know, something a little different. You know, it's fun using Kira's shields in this version of the deck. I mean, he's playing 3 top target and 2 client as our, bounty forms of life gain. 2 make an opening in the main, 1 in the side. 3 vigilance, of course, is all of our ways to gain life. We have our restock in the side to get those back if we're dealing with like a heavy control deck and we want to play the mill game. Of course, we also have tech, which is really nice against a deck like that. 3 entrenched as a way to deal with things in space, occasionally to deal with leaders. 2 force choke. 2 force choke feels fine because in certain matchups it can hurt you. In other matchups it's great. Like against Sabine it's great. I don't care if they draw an extra card. Sometimes against Boba I don't want to use it. Definitely don't want to use it against any kind of control deck to give them extra cards. 3 Dr. Pershing, of course, is a very important card in this deck. 3 Pyke has been really nice. It's great to have a shield on it on turn 2. It's also great to put an entrenched on it to make it a 5/6. 3 Power the Dark Side as one of our forms of spot removal. Early in the game as well as late game. Again, we can pull it out with tech for 5 resources, which is really valuable. It's a good way to deal with Boba Fett leader if we've kept the board clean. 2 make an opening to deal with those lurking TIE Phantoms and 7th Fleet Defenders and things like that. Also just pairs really well with Qi'ra's flip to, once things are weakened, we can just kind of come in and clean up, gain 2 life, and kill something important. 3 Open Fire gets stronger with Qi'ra's flip as well as Snoke, so it kind of gets it from both sides here, which I love that about Open Fire in this list. 2 Client, and then the 1 tech that I spoke about. 3 Childsen, 3 Vigilance, 3 Takedown. Again, Takedown gets stronger with Qi'ra's flip and Snoke, so just great card in this list. 2 Fell the Dragon for more powerful units. The 3 Bombing Run, of course, is just one of the cool things about this list, just to be able to really clean up the board against an aggro deck and kind of just take over the game from that turn on. And the other thing that's cool about it is it gets Qi'ra to 7 damage, so it still lives after it flips. So you can keep it alive and start swinging in for 7, or start using Qi'ra as a thing to kill something with 7 health or less as a way to just continue to control the board state. 2 Rivals Fall, to deal with like Boba, other leaders that can be a threat, big units. 3 Laser Blast main. We're still mostly a hard control deck here. 2 Snoke, of course. It's amazing against Boba. It's your best card against Boba, in my opinion. It's just great against aggro in general, and just a super fun card to play. 3 Avenger as your closer. 2 Krayt Dragon as another closer in the main, 1 in the side. What I really like about this deck is you pull tech out of your resources for 6 once you kind of have gotten to a place where you're like playing Snoke or Avenger, and then you can just start like picking off everything your opponent plays with tech, pulling removal out of your resources, or pulling out a Krayt Dragon or something, because usually you're resourcing Krayt Dragon early, and then it's very good at specific times. So that's what tech helps, is like being able to play that Krayt Dragon at specific times. And it feels, one of the reasons I like tech so much in here is in the Hun green ramp deck that I've played, which again I still haven't seen that deck at a tournament yet, and I'm not sure if it's just people aren't playing it correctly or what, but I still think that deck is very strong. I've played all the decks. I've played all the meta decks. I've played all the best decks. That deck is still very strong. But in that deck, you're using tech, and you're pulling out those Krayt Dragons. And that deck, of course, you're doing it a little earlier because you're ramping so fast. But it's just really nice to be able to pull out a Krayt Dragon out of nowhere in certain situations. And it's just, Krayt Dragon is such an overwhelmingly difficult card to deal with for specific decks. So it's just really nice to pull it out when you need it, because a lot of games you don't need it. You just need Avenger and, just go that route. But being able to play the Krayt Dragon randomly is just really, really nice. It's also very good against control mirrors, of course. In the sideboard, 1 restock, of course. Then we have 2 Imprison to deal with Relentless, because that is a problem for hard control decks. The 3rd Make an Opening, of course. The 2nd Tech is coming in against control. The 3 Pillage are coming in against control. Pretty much everything in the sideboard is coming in against control except for Make an Opening. The Bounty Hunter Crew plus Restock Vigilance combo for the control. And you're playing Bounty Hunter Crew at 8 cost, of course. and then the third copy of Krayt Dragon. So fun list, different take on hard control. Again, the tech is the spice card for this list, but again, it's felt really good in testing, and at this point, I've already ordered more tech because I'm putting it in a lot of my control decks. I just think I don't care about the cost of it, the 5 cost or even the 6 cost to smuggle it in a control deck. That is nothing, and it's also just another card that they have to deal with, like an end game card, right? Like I would view tech as an end game card that's cheaper because it just gives me access to everything in my resources. So if my opponent doesn't deal with it, then I just have all of my resources to be able to be played, and I can strategically put cards in my resources knowing that I'm going to pull tech out later, which is what you do in a lot of games. You're just planning like for that to happen and expecting that you might need to do it. So totally fun way of playing this deck. And again, I put this in my Bosk Blue list, and I updated my Bosk Blue list if you want to check out the recent video I did on that, and where I added in 2 copies of tech, one in the main board as my 51st card, and one in the sideboard for those control mirrors and discard decks as just another out to those. Obviously, Bosk Blue has a better out to discard decks because of Deathmark, in addition to its ability to double your draws, and as well as Dr. Pershing, but tech is just another way. And again, tech is really good against control, so in my opinion, from my playtesting. But as always, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate all of the love and support. Make sure to go to the 2,500 subscriber giveaway and write down what you think is the best deck currently in the format. I think most people would say Boba Green at this point, which is so interesting because those answers were so much different when I first posed that question. But please like and subscribe so we can get to that 2,500 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into some games and see how this Qi'ra Red deck performs. Alright. Mulliganing this hand. This hand is interesting. I'm not like a huge fan of this hand. It's like got a lot of removal for like later in the game. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, this is better. Okay, Avenger and Entrenched. Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to start off with that many pieces of removal. If this can survive, okay. He takes what, Force Choke, probably. He took Entrenched. Okay. Cool. So we will just let go of Laser Blast, I believe. We don't want Bazine to keep bouncing, so we'll just do that. Just get in for damage. So we know he's going to flip Boba here. Our answer for Boba is Power the Dark Side is our best answer. It just really depends on what he does. I'm still not entirely sold on Vanquish. A lot of times I just want it to be Rival's Fall. I get the reasoning for having it in this deck because it curves better with Vanquish into Vigilance, but Rival's Fall is just better. I like Vanquish. I have a lot of good removal right now. Okay, so we're gonna attack in. Okay, Zuckuss is a thing. So we're gonna fell the dragon. And then claim the initiative and play Power of the Dark Side. Okay. Well, that worked out nicely for us. Open fire, hit space. I want to keep the open fires. Just Power of the Dark Side. Another Zuckuss. I'm okay with that. We have an answer for Zuckuss in our hand with the Qi'ra flip. Flippity floppity. And our opponent is done, it appears. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't gotten any damage on us. We flip Qi'ra, we play Force Choke, and then I'd say we're in pretty good shape. And then we're just trying to draw into things. We do play Tech, so I mean, at a certain point, we can use Tech to get things out of here if we ever needed to. But I mean, we have Snoke. Snoke's amazing against Boba. That's our best card against Boba. Then we have, you know, Avenger, Krayt Dragon to finish the game off. So it was a good one, pretty dominant. They didn't even get any damage on us. All right, up against Boba Green. Sure how I feel about this hand. Yeah, it's kind of mediocre. Yeah, this is better because we have a little diversity. Let client go and probably fell the dragon. He does have ECL, so that is something to consider. Okay. Power, Vigilance, or Open Fire. What's he taking? He took the Vigilance, okay. Top target's not bad, but I'm gonna let that go though. I'm just gonna power, or not power, open fire here. Power is good for the Boba leader. Here we go. Alrighty. Takedown's not bad. Krayt Dragon's a ways off. The rest of our cards are pretty useful. See what he does here. He might ECL something to kill the Pyke. Could see that happening. He did not. Hit him for 2. Still might ECL something. There you go. Let's take that down. He flips Boba. We claim initiative and power the dark side. Okay. He might have the Fet's armor. He did not have the Fet's armor. He plays on a unit that's the worst thing you could do. Okay. So power plus Pershing, I think, is what we want to do here. But we want to flip Qi'ra first. Could play the Sentinel, but again, he still has ECL. Let's just deploy. Could still Childsen here, depending on if he ECLs or not. Okay. He's going face. I mean, there is no reason for us to not trade. It is the easiest decision to make. He has a Fet's Fire Spray potentially here. Let's just pass. Interesting, okay. I'm just gonna power then and play Dr. Pershing. Okay. Okay, making openings fine. Okay, there's a card. Okay. I don't think Childsen is what we need at this point anymore. We're most worried about Fet's Fire Spray here. It's like the best card he could have just because he can get in for damage immediately. It's also like the card that we can laser blast things and then it doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. Avenger, takedown. Takedown is not. Huh? Of course he is. I mean, it's better than taking 6 damage. We don't have much of a choice there. Okay. That is a card. Let the bombing run go. Okay. right when I get rid of the bombing run, right? Well, there's another one. At 9 resources, we can play a little bit of both here. I don't see a point in resourcing anything, yeah. They have a hard time dealing with the Avenger. I'm sure he gets rid of the laser tech. Yeah, it goes to 10. Sure. So we can just take down. Brings out the Fet's Fire Spray, we can just vanquish. Okay, not too worried about that. Okay. Yeah. We're at a 2-turn clock. Jeez, fine, good game. Guess Grey Owl's done. Yeah, good game. Yeah, Boba seems to be a pretty good matchup for this deck. Alright, I actually think we have a pretty good hand here. The making openings are good, Pyke's good, Childsen's good. Sentinels on the ground are good against Boba in general. So we'll drop Avenger and it's either make an opening or entrenched. I'm gonna go make an opening just because I know they have a lot of cheap things. Yeah, sure. Sure, man. Okay. Ooh, okay. We'll definitely keep the top target. We'll drop one of the making openings. I should power the dark side. That would be ideal, but you know. You could have a McClunky here. I'm gonna pass because there's a part of me that just wants to keep Childsen as a 6/6. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna play Childsen as a 6/6. Second top target. I'd rather keep the Krayt Dragon for a Fet's Fire Spray. You could have a Waylay here. I think that's probably one of the better things they could have this turn for the Childsen. If they do it, so be it. It means they're only getting in for 5 damage. If he attacks him with Evzan, yep, there's the Waylay, okay. Like a glove. Yeah, so we only take 5 and they play another unit. Open fire is definitely not bad here because we get to kill a thing and then get all of our resources back. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Play Childsen. Play top target. Okay. So he's not flipping Zelida. So we could totally just kill this with Qi'ra. I think I'm fine with that. Totally fine, just taking that out. Ooh, some big stuff. Big stuff is nice. Now the Dragon's still good. I don't want to get rid of my second Avenger here. We do play Tech. No, we don't play Tekken. Did we play Tekken here? I can't remember. I was messing around with Bosk. Now I can't remember if I have Tekken here. Which I feel like I might have one, but I cannot remember. I haven't played this deck in like a few days now. Either way, we don't need 2 9 drops right now. Okay. It's totally fine. So he's trying to protect the Boba. I mean, we just need to find a Rival's Fall, right? But we were only at 1 damage, so I'd say we're doing pretty good. We have tools next turn to deal with Fet's Fire Spray. Really just need to find our Rival's Fall so we can take care of Boba. Interesting that he did not flip his own Boba there. Okay. Client. No, I don't need client right now. Pass? Fet's Fire Spray is still the card that we just want to take care of. Saving our vigilance for when we need to use it. And we're 2 turns away from Avenger at this point. Okay. Another client. I think I'd like to play a Pershing. Just to get more removal. It's also an action staller, which is good. Still no Rival's Fall. But we do have Avenger coming down. See what he does here. We might just play Vigilance, or we might play Fell the Dragon. Depends on what he does. Cunning, just gonna probably get lucky and get one of our Avengers. Yep, always happens. It's like clockwork. Okay, he's at 3. I'd say do this, heal, defeat, get rid of that, get back to 2. He flips Boba Fett's armor probably, and then we just claim initiative with Avenger. See what he does though. Okay. Okay, well there's that. There's the tech that I spoke of, but we have... I don't think we need Pershing at this point. Everything else is much more valuable. So we play Avenger here, he gets rid of the 7th Fleet. And now we have 2 pieces of removal to deal with other things in combination with Avenger. Okay. Not too worried about that at this point. It's a little too late for that. I think our life total is in a good spot. Yep. Vigilance is good, top target's good, so we can play Fell the Dragon on the Fet's Fire Spray, and then go from there. Could also possibly play Tech at 5 cost. Okay, get that out. See what he does here. Okay. Just gonna use power there for the Boba. Okay. Can definitely just attack into that, which I'm totally fine with. Okay. Do you want to put a shield on the Avenger? Yeah, I think so. Alright, I'm gonna probably plan to play tech here. All these other cards are pretty important. We can also mill them here. I'm gonna play tech. He's passing again. Interesting. Can we play anything from our hand? We can play Entrenched at 4 cost. That's pretty sweet. Dr. Pershing. Tech is so good, man. I'm just gonna pass, man. Yeah. Totally fine. There's a Krayt Dragon. I am good again. I like everything in my hand. Okay, sure. Can we play from our hand here? Still lots of stuff. Krayt Dragon is pretty hard to deal with. He can get in for what, like 10 here with a Vet's Fire Spray New Adventure. Okay, there's a Phantom. I make an opening. Nice. God, I love that. Hit you with the make an opening from our resources. Yep. Yep. Sure, dude. Probably gonna let the Force Choke go. I don't want them drawing cards. Okay. Is he doing it? Sure. Good vigilance here. Plus mill. Or just Krayt Dragon. I'm pretty okay with just straight Krayt Dragon here. Anything else he plays, we're just gonna kill Forlom. Yeah, tech. I've been playing tech in this deck and in Bosk Blue, and it has been awesome. It's like the perfect card for a control deck because you just put all your big stuff in your resources early and then you pull it out later. Okay. Sure. So he's gonna ambush first, kill our tech, I guess. I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay, then we'll just kill that. And then we shall claim the initiative. Again, no Force Chokes. Snoke is actually pretty strong. Just gives us another way to kill things. It also makes their Vet's Fire Spray weak. And Snoke plus Krayt Dragon plus Avenger is just like nutty. So we're just gonna do that. I mean, I don't think I've ever had those 3 cards on the board at the same time before. So basically we got him in a you know, a situation here where anything he plays on the ground is susceptible to getting killed by Krayt Dragon, or just Krayt Dragon running it over. Avenger can kill anything that is a threat immediately. We still have open fire, which is going to be very good here with Snoke. So we're pretty much in complete control, I'd say, at this point. I'm not sure what they could do other than waylay us. I'm not sure what they would waylay. It's going to be pretty difficult to overcome this. Okay, there's the waylay. Yep. So he waylaid the Krayt Dragon. Interesting. Okay. So he's still trying to bring the Fet's Fire Spray out, but at this point open fire kills it, so I don't care. Cantina bouncer. Okay, so he doubled waylaid us. Okay. So we shall just claim the initiative. Alright. Don't think we need Pershing at this point. Snoke or Krayt Dragon? I think we'll play Snoke. Makes it weaker. He's already played 2 waylays now and a cantina, so yeah. Let's play 2 lurking TIE Phantoms. Snoke is incredibly good against Boba. It's always your best card against Boba. So he has to have an answer for Snoke. This game's taken almost 20 minutes now. I mean, our opponent's definitely putting up a good fight. He seems like a seasoned player. Gotta go, good game. Okay, good game. Yeah. Well, I don't think he was coming back from this at this point. Like I said, we're just playing open fire and anything that's a threat here, which is Fet's Fire Spray or anything. Avenger cleans up the mess, and then next turn we're playing Krayt Dragon, doing the same thing with open fire again. Yeah, it's just gonna be too hard to overcome, and he's already used 2 waylays, and I believe 2 cunnings, right? No, not 2. He's used 1 cunning. I mean, he could use another no good to me dead. That's another option just to slow things down. But again, we have Vigilance just sitting here waiting to mill him out too, so I just don't think he was coming back from that. But overall, he played really well, and it was a good game. But you can just kind of see what our game plan is and how we're trying to. Yeah, I mean, he just said probably going to lose anyways, huh? But yeah, I mean, good stuff, good stuff. All right, no mulligan. Let go of Laser Blast and Krayt Dragon. Pyke into open fire, into takedown probably. Don't need 2 Childsen, I don't think. Just gonna open fire here. If he plays something weak, then we're just gonna kill it with Pyke. If it's that, do we want to get in for 2 damage? No, let's just attack him. Just to weaken it, so he's less likely to like put a dark saber on it. Also allows us to make an opening at any time. I'll let client go here, I think. Sure. Sure. Play Childsen as a 5/5 isn't a bad thing. Or we could just take down Sabine. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not planning against Sabine. Let's just play Childsen as a 5/5. Bombing run is nice. What are we doing here? Probably just take down or bombing run, so. He does flip on 5. I mean, the good thing about Qi'ra bombing run flip is just... Okay, what's he doing here? Just wiping out our Childsen, okay. Oh, not a problem there. Okay. Takedown? Yeah, I'd say so. Choose a card to discard. Okay. Let one of those go. Alrighty. Absolutely. Nice. I'm just gonna let the Entrench go. I definitely want to keep the Laser Blast to deal with things and then go into Avenger mode. Bombing Run and Rival's Fall are still good cards to have here. I mean, I'm just gonna put pressure on him. Can Rival's Fall, whatever is the bigger threat. That was it. I'm not too worried about a Fighters for Freedom here. Yeah, I mean, let's probably let go of Bombing Run, because I like the other ones to go alongside Avenger once we get to that point. Could still play one of those right now. He could still attack in with Fighters to kill our Qi'ra here, which I could totally see him doing, because he's behind. Or that, okay. So there's the Laser Blast. And remember, we could always pull these things out of our resources later, so. Bombing Run would be 7 cost. I think if he pulls a Sentinel, I was about to say, then we're just going to claim the initiative and just play Laser Blast. I'm not worried about killing his Echo Base. Or, yeah, so we'll just, well, that's not true. So I could just Rival's Fall that. Kill the Echo Base. Sure. So we don't have to use Laser Blast. Double power isn't the West here, and I don't... Okay, I'd rather have Avenger than Krayt Dragon. There's another one, okay. Cool. Easy choice. Yeah, this is what Leia always does. They always do the Ewing thing. The biggest thing that I worry about with Leia is choose sides, because that is a problem. That's all he found? Was just those two? Really? Okay, I was about to say. Okay, yeah, he found a full board. He was going to blow that up. have another one in here. Alright, Snoke is good. Yeah, I feel like power is not as good, and again, we can always pull power out of our resources here. We're hoping he doesn't have a third U-wing. Yeah, he has to have a unit plus 7 resources to play choose sides. Both of our Krayt Dragons are resourced. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all of that. There's no point in resourcing any of that at this point in time. The first thing we're gonna do is that. Just get in for damage, push to win the game. Based on what our opponent does, we will respond. Okay, just power. Power's not that good against a deck like this, so might as well use it when we can. Sure. Just get that off the board. Yep. Sentinels can be annoying. Another power. Again, we're just trying to close this game out. There's 2 Bright Hopes out of the way. Again, we have a power if we need to clear things out. Again, with a 3rd Bright Hope. Or a home 1. He's getting back a Bright Hope. Which is fine. Oh no, he didn't get back the Bright Hope. Interesting. Kill the home 1. Go face. Play Childsen as a 5/5. And pass. And that should do it. Unless he has a U-wing where he gets 2 Sentinels, I don't see how he gets out of this one. Okay, there's another home 1. He's got to get a Sentinel here. Doesn't matter which way he goes with the Sentinel, we have game, so. Okay. Alright, good game. Good game, good game. So, back for the post-game wrap-up. So this deck went 5-3. So it did okay. I mean, I would say 5 out of 8 ain't bad. I wouldn't say it's like the best deck, but by any means. But again, we're looking for decks that can still be competitive with the stale format that we are seeing right now with all these Boba Green decks. I do think this has a very good matchup against Boba Green, and I think if you can get to a place where you feel confident playing this deck and you know, just get those reps in and get more experience and maybe tweak it a little bit more, I think this deck is definitely playable as a kind of a surprise deck to beat your opponents with at some of these showdowns. And I think the tech in the deck is really sweet. I really enjoyed it. It's so nice having access to your whole deck, especially in a deck like this where you just want to pull out certain pieces of removal at certain times, like in that recent game against Boba Yellow, where I just like pulled a Make an Opening out of nowhere for 5 to kill a lurking TIE Phantom. I mean, like, that's just amazing. And just being able to pull out other things too, like Top Target for 3, Force Choke for 4, Dr. Pershing for 4, Pyke for 4, just things like that, like little things that make a big difference to help you get to your end game quicker and close the game out. Obviously, it's really good to just pull out a Krayt Dragon or Avenger for 11 at certain points when you're just trying to close things out, but I really like the aspect of pulling out pieces of removal. Open Fire, even at 5 costs, is really strong with tech. But overall, I felt like this list is strong, and I think the games that I lost were just decks that went really wide. I think I lost to a Sabine Yellow that just went extremely wide, and I didn't find Bombing Run. If I had found Bombing Run, I would have been fine. And then I lost to, I want to say it was a Bosk Green deck, but I think it was just they kept getting the exact card they needed every turn, and it was just like they just drew better than I did, and I was just kind of finding things that weren't helpful. Like, I was finding like clients and Dr. Pershings when I needed like removal, that kind of thing. It was just kind of a bad draw. I wouldn't call it a good representation of how that matchup would normally go. But yeah, overall I like this deck a lot, and I would definitely, play it again. Let me know what you guys think of the list and the gameplay, and if you've tried anything similar to this, or if you played tech in any of your hard control lists. I greatly appreciate all the feedback, and as always, y'all have a good one, and peace out.